Well, this is our Christmas video. This is our Christmas signature glass of wine. I think this is the 7th year of Jill for Today.
Wow.
7th Christmas. I should go back and look. Merry Christmas. Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
No wine this time.
This is a pomegranate whiskey sour, and it is so good. I'm going to put the recipe down below in the description box. Oh, damn. Darn. That's a great drink.
When I was in the service in language school in Monterey, we used to go over to the Naval Postgraduate School in Pacific Grove and sit in the bar in there and drink whiskey sours. They're sweet.
Yeah, this is good though.
Sweet, and it's got a tartness
that tartness to it. Yeah, that's awfully good. It's actually refreshing.
I don't know how we got back to base, but
Neither.
Anyway, yeah, that's good.
So we actually had long coffee this morning and said,
As we do every morning.
And we thought it would be kind of neat to do a few Christmas memories, things that we kind of thought about and said, oh, do you remember when? And one of the ones I'll just say was our very first Christmas together when we were at Heidi Place.
I've tried to block these things out of my mind.
Oh, stop it. Is that supposed to be funny?
No, but Christmas at your family was no fun.
It was always challenging. So the thing was, everybody had to have, now we were about 2 miles from my parents' house, I guess, something like that. We had all
Good key for you newlyweds. Do not live within 2 miles of your in-laws.
So we had, the thing was, we had all of our Christmas gifts, under our tree. No, we had to pile them all in the car and take them over to Mom and Dad's so we could open all of them at Mom and Dad's, which really, but that's...
One at a time while the designated Santa Claus passed them out. And you had to read the card or read the dedication.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh my God.
It took for hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
Key for you newlyweds, never live within 2 continents of your in-laws.
So he had bought me, I digress, he had bought me a stereo. Now, back in the olden days, we had turntables and we had reel-to-reel.
Components, yes.
But I'm trying to think of all the different parts.
Amplifiers,
Equalizers, huge speakers.
individual speakers, woofers, tweeters.
So he must have had about 6 boxes, and they were all huge.
Tuners.
Tuners. Piles it all into that box, into the car, and we take it over to Mom and Dad's, open it over there, and then we have to put it back in the car.
You forgot the rocking chair.
Oh gosh, the rocking chair. He gave me a rocking chair. So anyway, that was one of them that I recalled because it was it was our first Christmas together. But when you and I were dating, the year before we got married in April, and we had Christmas together in December. And Mom and Dad always had, on Christmas Eve, the Italian thing, fishes and pasta. And so we had ravioli and I don't know what else, some sort of seafood. And we'd go over there, and it really was probably one of the more special Christmases I've ever had. Now, I know we were young and in love, but he came over with a big floral thing from Mom, and Dad, he brought a brandy that Dad liked, and he brought me flowers, and we had this huge dining room table, and all the family was there, and Mom had made pasta, and we had this beautiful white tablecloth. She had to have this tablecloth on this table whenever we had a special occasion. Cotton tablecloth. And of course it looked like a battlefield after we were done with the red wine and the spaghetti sauce and all that stuff. And who was responsible for cleaning that tablecloth the next day? It was me. A bar of Fels Naphtha. There was no spray and wash back then. Fels Naphtha bar on every one of those stains.
No OxyClean?
No OxyClean. But I have to say, it was probably one of the more... Dad brought out his accordion, and we sang, and he played, and it was such... Well, the year we had a tree that we got, and we brought it home from a tree farm. We'd gone out and cut it, brought it home. And after, you cut off the stump, and it's like this tree was so sparse. It was a terrible tree. My dad was so crafty. He had a glue gun, and he cut off the part that he'd cut off the tree. He started taking those branches off, and he was drilling holes into the tree where we needed a branch, and he was hot gluing it in there. And when he was done, we had a gorgeous tree.
I'm
Okay,
sure
go
you
ahead.
did. Oh, am I supposed to
Let's say
regale them
something.
with
Regale.
Yeah, well, maybe one of my most memorable Christmases, and I'm sure I've told them this before, is we always had a nice Christmas tree in the living room, and my father, I think primarily my father, would set up a little town around the base of the Christmas tree. Little model houses, and it would be all snowy because they would all be in the midst of cotton. And then around that would run a little Lionel electric train. And my most memorable time was when the electric train was going round and round on the track and sparked and caught the cotton on fire. And you don't normally see snow burn like that, but that burned. And
it was cotton batting.
yeah,
It was
and
actually cotton batting.
back in those days, we didn't have fire extinguishers in the house. I can't remember how they put it out, but they did, and we were able to have Christmas. But yeah, there's nothing like a
Scary.
nice. We didn't have a fireplace, so maybe that was.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
Where'd you hang your stockings on that? Oh, tell me a
no,
story about
actually-
your Christmas Eves. I
Well,
love
actually,
the story. Oh, go
we
ahead.
did
go ahead.
hang stockings.
Where?
Because my grandparents, my mom's parents, lived about 8 or 9 blocks in San Francisco away from us. And we would always have Christmas Eve dinner at my grandparents'. My grandmother was one of the great cooks of the world. She taught my mother how to cook. And I don't know if you heard me talk about my mother's cooking, but that's all you need to know. But anyway, we managed to bolt it down somehow. And
She cooked with love.
They did have a fireplace. So we'd go to Grandma
they
and Grandpa's.
did?
Yeah.
Oh.
And we'd hang our stockings on the fireplace then. And then my mom and dad and my brother and sister and I would always go to our church, which was only about a block and a half away from my grandparents. So we'd go to church and we'd go to the Christmas Eve service. And by the time we got back to my grandparents, Santa Claus had come.
It's a miracle.
So, and for us, we always opened our presents on Christmas Eve. I think there were a few things around on Christmas Day, but basically it was a Christmas Eve celebration.
Only once did we open packages on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
My sister Susan, bless her heart, always wanted to open packages on Christmas Eve. And no, Christmas Day. Well, one year she finally got us to cave in, and it was like the worst Christmas. I can't remember whether it was me or Kim or both of us went to a little drugstore that happened to be open on Christmas Day, and he went in there and he bought everybody a gift because it was like a Walgreens kind of place, and he bought us all a gift because it was like we were hanging crepe, as the old way used to say, that was really bad. So that was the only time we opened our packages on Christmas Eve.
We've had so many memorable Christmases, like the year we were living in an A-frame in a fairly temperate region of California, but that thing was the coldest place in the whole damn world. And we were both so ill that I don't think I got out of bed. I just stayed in bed with, half a dozen blankets over me. And she, brave soul that she is, carted herself out of the house and went and bought us the most expensive Christmas tree we've ever had, and brought it back. I don't know if we decorated or anything, because she was as sick as I was, and we holed up in the
bedroom. Yeah, really, really, honestly. There was another Christmas that we were in Montana, in Kalispell.
Oh, yeah.
And we had some business issues that didn't work out too well. Anyway, and he was so bummed, and I didn't blame him, so bummed about that I swear, I think you went to bed and slept between Christmas and New Year's because you were so bummed out. Yeah. Oh, and it was cold. It was cold. Yeah, it was cold.
Right.
Anyway, so that was not one of the better Christmases we had, but
no,
we've had a lot of great ones. Okay. All right. You got anything?
That's it?
I'm looking through my list here, sweetheart.
No kidding.
Yeah. We had some friends over. I had a couple of girlfriends over this afternoon, and we were talking about Christmas, you know, what you do. And I said, you know, we have quiet Christmases because, you know, we're the two of us. We don't have kids, you know, and all of our friends are, you know, involved with their families and kids and grandkids and all that. And I said, you know, both of us came from, you know, not huge families, but I had 6 in my family. He had 5 in his family, and Christmases were a little, you know, wacky. You know how it gets, it's hyper and the kids are running around crazy. And we're quiet people now. We don't get into that. The young people next door will have us over and the kids are there and they're sweet children. They're sweet kids, little children. But it's too much. It's too much.
My sister,
oh my gosh,
who lives down in San Francisco Bay Area, when we'd be down there for a holiday, she'd always have us for dinner.
Yeah, bless her
And, you know, she has like 26, 28 people, a lot of children for Christmas dinner. And that was kind of a tradition from her husband's family.
Yeah.
Because her mother-in-law and father-in-law used to put on these huge dinners. I mean, they celebrated everything. If, you know, I don't know.
Somebody went to the dentist and had tooth extracted. We had a party.
They'd have a party.
Yeah.
And it was always the same. You know, 25 to 30 people, and they just...
A lot of them were kids.
Yeah.
But you know what?
And for us, it's become too much. You know,
It's too much.
We like the quiet.
Yeah.
We like...
just peace. You know, we have a nice dinner, and we put on maybe a nice movie, you know, in the afternoon while dinner's cooking, and, you know, Christmas film or something. Downton Abbey is going to be on this Christmas.
That's right.
The movie. I'm very excited.
And we're going to follow her family's tradition of seafood on Christmas Eve. We're going to have some nice prawns and pasta,
some wine, salad.
Christmas Day, we think we're going to have a pot roast.
Yeah,
or
something
maybe
in the
nice
crock pot.
We have some nice steaks in the freezer, and then we can talk about New Year's meals next time.
That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're real happy with the way things are, and we both feel really good right now. We got over that bronchitis. He got over his cold, so we're feeling really good, and that makes us very happy. And we're just happy.
Yeah.
We're just, you know what, we hadn't talked about this part of it, but I do want to say we cannot tell you how much we love you guys. And the comments we get when we do a video are just so... I heard from someone this week from Chile. I've got a man that wrote me and he wants me to try his bread recipe. He is from Wales, and I've promised him the next bread I make is going to be his bread recipe. You know, I've got someone in Scotland that writes in, and it's just so incredible that we are in other people's worlds, in the other people's homes, and we just think that is so cool.
It is.
It is. It's cool. And anyway, we're just very appreciative that you watch us. And that you like us, I guess. You come back. And we want to wish you all happy holidays and wish that you have as many wonderful days in your lives as we have in ours, and good health and happiness and all the things that you want in your world.
Yes.
Absolutely. All the things you want. Yeah.
Goodwill toward men and peace on earth.
That's it. That's it. Be kind to someone. Go out there and pay it forward. Oh,
yeah.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
Do something good for someone else, and they will do something good for someone else.
Right.
All right.
And eventually, you know, after that happens a couple of billion times, it'll come back around to you.
It will.
So.
It's like a what do they used to call it? The letters?
Chain letter.
Chain letter. It'll come back to you, and all that money or good things will start just rolling in.
But that's not why you do it.
No, of course
you do
not.
it because of makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And that's the way we're supposed to live our lives.
That's right. That's right. So, my dear, I love you. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas
Merry
to
Christmas.
all. And happy whatever you celebrate this time of year, or whatever you celebrate any time of year, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever. We wish you all the best.
Yes, sir. Take care, everybody. Thank you. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.